Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I had a few things I wrote down that I really wanted to talk about, but I think tonight where my heart at to talk about, what my heart is really wanting to talk about is heartbreak. Why? Because we all going through it, or went through it, or about to go through it for some, unfortunately. But that's just the way of the world. And heartbreak don't necessarily have to mean heartbreak with your partner, your significant other or whatever. It could be heartbreak from your family, from your friends. Something I do know, something I learned, you're going to experience heartbreak on all types of levels. Not just from your lovers, but from your family, from your friends, from your children, shit, even from, losing a pet. But heartbreak is all around us. The way I've been getting through my heartbreaks, number one, something I realized I had to do was accept things for exactly what it was or what it is. You understand? Now, excuse me, the baby up, it's crank time for her. She in go mode. So, if the camera shake is all her. But you did that to yourself. I didn't push you. So now she's kicking my foot. But anyway, something I realized is that we tend to try to fantasize things to be what we want it to be, not what it is, All right, I'm going to give you a great example, a real good example of that. When I went, excuse me, there you go. When I went through what was like, to me, the worst heartbreak that I ever experienced, really wasn't even from a guy I was actually in a relationship with. It was from somebody who I considered my friend. We had a situationship, sex was involved, we ended up having a baby, but I really thought at that time like that was the worst situation that I have ever been in. That's the worst pain that I ever felt in my life. To be honest, sometimes I felt like I was just gonna curl up and die. Like I would get through my day doing what I need to do as a mother, because I have children, and I take care of my responsibilities. But at the end of the day, sometimes I would come home and I would just go up into my room and just curl up and feel like I was going to die. On top of the heartbreak from him, I was experiencing heartbreak from a close family member of mine who completely shattered my heart, because I love this person dearly and they crossed me to the point there is no coming back from that. I mean, I forgive them, don't get me wrong. I forgive everybody. But to have this person in my life ever again, I'm cool on it. I'm real cool on it. But I just remember feeling so low. On top of the heartbreak from that family member, I was going through separation, being okay with being not close to my mother and my sisters and them. So it was like I got hit with a whole bunch of heartbreak at the same time that I just was like, what the fuck? If God is real, and I'm going to talk to you exactly how I was talking to myself, my exact thoughts. All I could think about in that time was, if God is real, how can one person be put through so much fucking pain that you wish you wasn't sometimes alive? It just hurt that fucking bad. Like, I kept saying to myself, like, death gotta be easy. Death have to be easier than life, because the shit I was going through and I was experiencing was like, I would have never imagined that for myself, or especially for nobody I love, but definitely not for myself. Like, I just didn't understand, and it made me question everything around me and everybody around me. It took me so far to a depth that I know it was hell. It had to have been hell, the way I felt. You understand? And I kept saying, this gotta be hell. This can't be what people say is heaven on earth. This can't be life. Like, death gotta be easier, because this is hell. If shit, I just was confused about it all. As you can see, I'm really tapping back into the way I felt at that moment. And at that moment, I just was confused about everything, about life, about death, about what the fuck was up, what the fuck was down. When I tell you, my mind felt like it was flipping. I couldn't grasp the concept of everything that really was happening to me in the moments. Like, there's no way you can use your heart and be really using your heart with people and really being genuine with people and you still get your heart broken that bad. There's no way you can really love these people and they can turn around and do you the way they did. That's all I kept saying to myself. Get off my camera, please. Thank you, little girl. Thank you. Get off. Stop, Tyler. It's not funny. She's so damn cute that it make it hard to get serious. And I suck at that with her. Stop, mama. I can't. I try to be... Okay, so my bad. The baby decided that she was going to cut everything out. She turned off the camera. She turned off everything, all right? But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I just really, at that time in my life, I just was going through it, man. And I remember saying, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I really, on some real shit, even though I had a lot of people that did me wrong, I don't consider myself having no enemies. It's not really an enemy. They really people that really love you. They really admire you on the low. You know, they see so much in you because they really have it in themselves. They just don't know how to bring it out. So I don't consider them no enemies. They no threats. You know what I mean? Even the ones that send a little hocus pocus stuff towards you, they're not enemies. You know, you love them too. You love them harder, actually, because how you kill hate? The love, right? Love wins. Love always wins. That's my motto for forevermore. Love wins. But anyhow, going through those situations, I can't lie, it made me stronger. And while I was going through it, and I was doing some shit like Googling how to get over a heartbreak, how to not hurt, how to not feel. I really was Googling all of this because it was like feeling all of it was too much for me. So I said if I ever got through this pain that I was going through, I was going to try to, you know, assist other people in going through their pain, because I ain't have nobody to talk to that could understand the depths of the pain that I was going through. Didn't have nobody who could understand what I was feeling, you know. Or to be honest, just because I'm the kind of person that can feel what other people feeling, I really ain't feel like I had nobody who would understand. And to be honest, at that time, I really didn't want nobody around me. I really wasn't open to talking about it, because I wasn't, you know, I just didn't want to be around nobody, really. I didn't want nobody to know how bad I was hurting. You know, I'm the kind of person that I suffer in silence, and I've been breaking myself out of that, like opening up more to the people I love and telling the truth about what's going on or how I'm feeling and stuff. But I've always been the kind of person, I never wanted to inflict my pain on nobody else, just because the shit I was going through was so damn painful. I wouldn't want nobody to have a little bit of the feeling, just from hearing my story, just a little bit of that feeling of how I felt. You know what I mean? So it's like, who do you talk to in those moments? I talk to God on some real shit. I talk to God. I've always had a close connection with God, but I gained an even closer one after I went through all that stuff. I gained a real close, really, really super close connection with God. Like, it's always been close, but I got real close to God during that time, real close to my ancestors, real close to my angels at that time, because they the only ones I could lean on to. Humans couldn't understand. In my mind, I've never met a person that could love with the capacity that I can love. I love for real. When I love for real. I love all of you. I love the good, the bad, the ugly. I take you for who you are. I don't try to change you. I don't make you open up to me. I just love you for who you are. You know what I mean? Not for what you can do for me, not for what you can give me, but something I learned that I wasn't doing it right. I was expecting, though. I was expecting, because I love a motherfucker, they going to keep it real with me. To be honest, I ain't even expect you to love me back like I love me, because I'm really well aware that I give a rare type of love. So it was like, all right, I know nobody can really love me at the capacity that I can love, so at least just keep it real with me, you know. I'll always accept you for who you are. Never judge nobody, because I've been judged my whole life. I've had everybody talk about me my whole life, so being judged was nothing new to me. And I know, I vow not to judge nobody who I love, you know what I mean? Because I know what it felt like. So I expected people to just keep it real with me, just because I kept it real with everybody. Listen, if you know me, you know that I'm going to keep it 10 motherfucking stacks with you, whether you like it or not. You can say what you want about me. I'm many things, but a real motherfucker, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm always gonna do that. Just because I don't like for motherfuckers to try to come in with false intentions. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's up with me. I don't know no other way to be. But yeah, so back to the heartbreak situations. You know, I learned that about myself, that I put my own self in a delusion. You understand? I became delusional, super fucking delusional. Delusional. When I say that, I mean I pretended things was a certain way just because I wanted to see it that way. I didn't see shit for what it was. You know, I didn't see I was getting played with in my face. I mean, I saw it, but I decided I'm not going to call it that, you know. I'm just going to look at it. I tried to look at everything from a higher standpoint, like only from a higher standpoint. Like, okay, I know this person hurting. So, you know, it's not really them hurting me. It's their trauma hurting me. So I'm going to accept that shit because I know they really don't know better. You know, deep down, I know they really love me. You know, I will always go off of what I wanted it to be. Not that they showing me they don't fuck with me, you know, or they really don't love me, or, you know what I mean? I put my own self. I don't blame nobody because people only do what you allow. On some real shit. Think about it. People only hurt you because you allow them. Hold on. People only hurt you because you allow them to hurt you. Had you set strong boundaries, had you loved yourself enough to know to walk away from that shit, they couldn't get next to you. They couldn't hurt you. But because a lot of us operate from a place of our wounds and stuff, our traumas, we don't work on healing, we don't work on self-love, proper boundaries and stuff, people are allowed, we allow people, I ain't gonna say people are allowed, we allow people in our lives that don't deserve us, you know what I mean? I realized that about myself. Everybody that crossed me, when I tell you every fucking person that crossed me, my mother, my sisters, I ain't gonna say sisters, my sister, shit, other people I call my sisters and shit. Just people, period. The lovers. Everybody always showed me exactly who they was. I just decided to put myself in a delusion. You understand? I made it like, you know, oh, they hurting. So I'm strong enough to handle other motherfuckers hurt. You know? I'm not picking you up. She won't get on camera. I'm not doing it. You're not going to be on camera, girl. You're not going to be on camera, girl. You're not. But I made it to where as though, yeah, well, I made it to where as though, you know, I just took on the hurt, you know what I mean? Friends, fake ass friends and stuff. Think about it. You got people around, I had people around me telling me to my face though, I can't stand you. Oh, you irk my soul up, but with a smile. And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to you, the shit wouldn't sit right just a little bit, but I ain't really paid no mind because most times I was going through some whole other shit that, little shit like that didn't really bother me till those little, I hate you, I can't stand you shit turned into people really doing some backstabbing, betrayal shit behind my back. I had people to my face telling me, oh, I just hate you. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, but they would say, just how I'm telling you, they said it. Oh, I just hate you so much. Oh, I can't stand you. You know everything. Oh, and would just fucking laugh about it. And I can't lie, in those moments, I'd be like, damn. But here I am with them rose-colored glasses on, you know, because I love every fucking body, because I see myself in every fucking body I love. You know what I mean? And I love this person, so I love this person so much, they wouldn't hurt me. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's exactly how I carried it. I ride for this person, they love me. They wouldn't do that to me, because I wouldn't do that to them. You know what I mean? I take a bullet for this bitch. So she wouldn't hurt me. She wouldn't cross me. Even when I had times where it was like plain in my face. Like, I tell myself, no. When I say I was green, bitch, grass ain't had nothing on me. A bitch was pure green. Do you understand? I just really love so blindly where I didn't pay attention to what you... Oops, excuse me. Like I told you, she out on her feet. But you did it. You know, I just ain't pay attention to everything they were showing me. I mean, I had nothing but proof in my face that the motherfuckers around me didn't fuck with me. They was telling on each other, telling me what the other person said about me. You know what I mean? And I just would take it because, for real, I had a real issue with detaching from people that I love. Like, growing up with abandonment issues. My father didn't meet my father till I'm 5. And when he did come in my life, he was in and out. I think I was 5 or 6. I think 6. I want to say 6 for real. From my first memory of my father, I was about 6 years old. I don't remember him nothing before that. So if he was, I don't remember. But I know me first really having the first memory of my father, I was 6. My mother kept him away because she was pissed off he left her when she was pregnant with me. But that's a whole nother story that I already told. But anyway, you know, it caused a lot of deep abandonment wounds in me. You know what I mean? Plus, I got taken away early from my mother when I was about like 3 years old. So, you know, I had deep ass wounds. Then I'm the one in my family who decided to wake up. And I ain't even gonna say I decided to wake up, because a lot of us are woken in my family. They just scared and embarrassed about who we are. You know, they embarrassed of their powers, ashamed that they have them gifts and stuff. I just decided that burden to carry about that shame shit, that shit too much for me. So I decided to live my life out in the open. Plus, my reputation been ruined in my city. I mean, all the shit that been said about me, it's not, I mean, it's only true if that's what they want to believe it to be true. Who am I to change their mind or try to? But for real, all this shit that's already been said about me, fuck, you think I'm crazy because I do tarot cards and I say I'm a psychic because I really am? It is what it is. But it's like, I read something that said, once your reputation ruined, you can live your life whichever way the fuck you want. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit true. It's stop, Stank. No. Don't grab my finger. Don't hit me. Yeah, give me a hug. I love you too. Get away from me. Don't try to gently hit me. Oh, I'm telling you, this baby tries me. Go somewhere. Just go. Go about your business and play with your toys. Stank. Yeah, whatever. Sorry y'all had to see us argue. That's what we did. We go back and forth with each other. Because she be talking her little baby talk, but she know what she's saying. I'm telling you. But anyway. But yeah, so I just live my life the fuck the way I want to live it. I mean, I've had the worst said about me. What more can you say? I'm crazy. I don't give a damn. I'm happy now. You know, it's nothing better than living free. It's nothing better than living your truth. It's nothing that feel better than being exactly who I want to be, who I am. You know what I mean? But I had to learn that I was going about that whole delusional part, that whole delusional shit the wrong way, that whole heartbreak the wrong fucking way. I was looking at everything through my own delusions, you know. When I really accepted each situation for exactly what it was, each person for exactly what it was, it made me okay to, you know, accept the situation for what it was. Because in my mind, no, this person loved me so much because we grew up together. We like this. This motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing to hurt me because I wouldn't do nothing to hurt them. Once I came out that whole stage and I realized, like, yeah, all this time I've been getting played in my face. Played with in my face. Motherfuckers definitely played with me in my face. And I just decided not to look at it that way because I love them. You know what I mean? I cared for them. These people I would have done anything for. Everybody know what's up with me. If you know me, you know what's up with me. I love you to the point I'm with you with whatever. It's nothing that you go through that if I'm fucking with you that I wouldn't have endured with you at the time. You know what I mean? Now I know to be more careful with the shit, with that shit, you know, with my loyalty. I'm loyal to everybody, but I only have a few motherfuckers I fuck with. You understand? So I ain't gotta worry about that shit no more, you know? But once I was able to accept the situation for what it was, the people for what it was, and the situation for what it was, I decided that mentally I was going to heal. Now let me tell you how I fucked myself up doing that, right? I had to come back all the way to square fucking one and start over with my healing. Because I've always been a person of the mind. I mean, I use my heart a lot, but when it comes to things, I have to process it logically. Like, the shit gotta make sense to me. You know what I mean? And because I always was so used to burning, so like the pain, I was so used to burning all my pain from heartbreak and stuff, like from things that disappointed me, from things that hurt me. I was always used to burning that shit, right? So I got my mind to be okay with what happened. I got my mind to be okay with people and how they really was. I got my mind to, you know, say I need to move on away from these situations. I got my mind to accept that I had to get these people away from me and keep them out my life. My mind was okay. Mentally, I was fucking straight. I was straight. But my heart, I had closed my heart off so I couldn't feel it. To the point because it was so fucking painful. So I did a whole year of mental healing, right? Healing my mind, right? But you can't really fully heal unless your heart heals. Your heart is what heals everything. So it was like I tricked my mind, you know, or temporarily, so I thought. I tricked my mind into believing I was healed. But I pull my own cards. I do my own tarot, my own stuff. You understand? I no longer pay for anybody else to pick up my energy because sometimes they can't. They just can't. Sometimes, and they can only tell me the basic, surface level things that, you know, I just wanted to get real deep with it. You know what I mean? And who know you? Who know you better than you know you, right? With certain things, at least that's how I feel. I ain't saying that's for everybody. That's for how I feel. So I would pick up my cards, and I got a deck that I use. I can't remember, Soul's Journey, I think, or I can't remember even what it's called. What is these called? What is these called? Oh, Infinity Oracle. Okay, so inside the Infinity Oracle, they have a card that says Hidden Emotion. So when I would pull my energy, it would say something about thank you. Thank you. She found a piece of my dragon's blood thing. Sage stick. Anyway, so excuse me. I would pull my cards, and it kept saying that I had hidden emotions, and I was confused. Like, what hidden emotions am I hiding? How am I hiding emotions? What's going on? Like, I was really confused about it. And then I ended up one day listening to this reading that this lady was speaking about heartbreak and stuff. And her reading actually resonated with me, and she broke it down. She was like, you can keep tricking your mind into believing that you healed, but your heart knows the truth. And I was like, huh? And then she was like, you need to feel through it. And it came to me instantly right there, like, you only thought about all the pain. You thought about it. I didn't feel shit. Because when it started to hurt, I closed myself up, so I couldn't feel that hurt. Because if you knew what that betrayal felt like, if you knew what it felt like to lose people who you loved, loved to death, if you know that pain, a lot of people know that pain. It's just like something that you don't want to deal with. You know, it's easy to put it on a back burner. It's easy to bury it. It's easy to put shit over top of it and not deal with it. It's real easy to do that. It's easy to keep your heart closed. It's hard as shit to keep your heart open. You know, when you're hurting through pain, it's hard as shit to keep your heart open when you're hurting through pain. You know what I mean? Especially if you're used to burying all your emotions. I was taught to be, with my mother and them considered strong. You know, she would beat the shit out of us and say, don't cry, shut the fuck up. Miss, you hitting me. That shit hurt. So you want me to accept this pain and not cry? That did something to all of our psyches. All my brother and my sisters, all our psyches. You understand? It showed us that when we in pain, we gotta conceal that shit. We gotta bury that shit. We can't let that shit be shown that we in pain. You understand? Some weird shit. So by me learning this at an early age, here I go through pain. When I get older, I just bury it. I don't show it. I don't cry. I don't release it. I just bury that shit. You know what I mean? So once I realized that I have to go back and feel everything that I fucking buried, I ain't gonna lie. The way I'm talking to y'all is the way I talk to God. Minus most of the cuss words, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I'm in the heat of talking, I definitely will, a couple cuss words will slip, but God know my heart. You know what I mean? No disrespect ever. But I was furious. I was like, so you mean to tell me every fucking situation that I've been through that felt like it broke me and tore me apart, I gotta sit down and really feel this shit? I gotta feel everything that, oh my God, that I thought that I was gonna die from. I cried. I cried like a fucking baby when I found that out, because once I mentally told myself I'll never feel what I felt before, I was like, I ain't gotta worry about that shit again. Yeah, okay. So that's when the real healing stepped in. It kicked in. I sat down. Mind you, I have a 1-year-old. I have 2 older kids, 11 and 16. So I'm a mother first. You understand? Then I was working, and you know what I mean, doing other shit, trying to make my videos, and you know, doing other shit, taking care of my house, you know, shit like that. So it's like, where do you find the time to really feel? You don't want to walk around crying in front of your children because it scares them and they think something's wrong. And even if you explain to them, you know, I'm okay, it's still going to make them feel sad. And as a mother, you just never want to put that emotion on your children. You know what I mean? So I will wait till all of them, till the kids are asleep, the baby sleep. And by the time, that's wee hours in the morning. And as you know, the baby got her own thing going on. She up at night, and no matter how much you try to get her on the schedule, that shit just there. It's just up. That shit is over with, you know. So I will wait till she falls asleep. It could be like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll take that time and make sure I stay woke and allow myself. I will go back to each situation that broke me and hurt me, and I would put myself, because you gotta really visualize the shit. You gotta really feel. It's like a way to, I don't know how to, I'm trying to explain it. Hopefully I'm making sense. This is what I would do. I would go back to the time, okay, I'm going to give you an example, when the last guy I was dealing with, when he broke my heart. I remember the first time that he, like, did his little ghosting shit on me. He dipped out on me. And I remember the feeling that I felt. So I would take my mind back to reliving that trauma. You know what I mean? And all the pain I felt, I just would allow myself to feel it, like the anger, the tears, you know, everything I felt in that moment. I just relived it, relived it, and allow it to come out. Like I just allowed myself in the moments to feel what I felt when I was so hurt. Even down to my childhood healing, I would do that. Like times when I remember being hurt as a child, I would just relive those moments in my head. And I call that shit going into hell. I believe that's hell. To relive the past, that shit is hell. So I would consider that going back into hell. Hell is the pain that you bury. You know what I mean? You do got to shed light into that shit, because once you shed light and understanding, it makes it better. So even if you have, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, it would have been a time when I'm talking about this, I would have been in tears and heartbroken. Though I can still feel some of the feelings that I felt at that moment, it don't break me like it used to. Because, you know, it was all for a reason. I had to feel that shit all for a reason. Plus, I caused that shit as well by, you know, not healing and not loving myself, you know. I didn't know better. But now that I do, so what can I do? Just change it, right? So anyway, so I would go back with each event that I buried so deep not to feel. And if, I had a fucked up life. And I ain't gonna say fucked up because I'm still alive, but the way I perceived it, my perception of that shit when I was going through it was fucked up. You know, if I would have known what I know now, I wouldn't have looked at it that way, but I didn't. I didn't know better. So each event, I went back into my life and relived that shit and allowed myself to feel those feelings. Like times where I was scared, times where I felt hopelessness, times where I felt depressed, times where I felt anger, times where I felt rage. I allowed myself to feel all of that. You understand? And sometimes I would have things that would trigger me. Like if I'm looking at a video or I'm watching something somebody would say would trigger me into a moment that I didn't heal. If I couldn't like get to myself and cry, I'll write the shit out, or write something, like write a little note or a poem or some shit just to get that emotion out, you know. But most times when I did feel things, I'm a crybaby. And I accept that shit now. So I go to the bathroom, you know, lock the bathroom door so the kids can't come in. And I'll just allow myself to cry. Get in the shower, allow myself to cry. I just learned that I had to allow these emotions to pass through my body, because when they sit on you, like that, that shit fester. That shit fester into depression. It fester into mental issues. You understand? Bipolar. You understand all of that shit. To me, I'm no doctor. Don't quote me. Don't try to stop taking your medicine. None of that. But I believe that bipolar and all that shit ain't nothing but unhealed traumas that you don't know how to release from your body, that you don't know how to process. And because you don't heal that shit, it manifests into a disease, okay? So that's just my belief, you know? And my family, I got a long history of mental illness on both sides of my family. And I see how those people don't heal, don't want to heal. They still don't heal from their traumas. You understand? So it's like, I see what they go through. I watch it, and I feel like I'm a better person as far as for myself and for my children the more I heal. You know what I mean? The more I don't have things that's easily triggered. You know what I mean? Like, things don't trigger me so much. You know what I mean? Only time that something trigger me is something that I need to heal. And God knows I'll be working my ass off to heal that stuff, because holding on to hurt, holding on to pain, holding on to resentment and shit, that shit don't feel good. Is my hand ashy? Did I see ash? Ooh. Yeah, I saw a little ash. My hand a little ashy. But anyway, the thing of it is, like, holding on to hurt and stuff, holding on to pain, that shit ain't beneficial, and it ain't fucking healthy. That shit can drive you mad, and you wonder when you get older, you know, why you so miserable, why you can't find joy in yourself. I talk to my homegirls and people I love and the people I call family and stuff, and I talk to them all the time, and I'm talking to y'all just like I talk to them. You want to know what misery look like? And I'm gonna say just how I talk to them. I'm gonna tell y'all, take a look at your mother. If you grew up in an unhealthy relationship with your mother, if your mother one of them bitter old ladies who talk about everybody, who spread rumors, who do all that stuff, take a hard look at your mother. Or if your mother have any type of mental illness like bipolar and all that, depression, all that shit, take a hard look at your mother. Really, what's wrong with your mother is that your mother didn't heal. She held on to all them traumas because back in their day, it was like taboo to talk about what was going on in your house. It was taboo to talk about how you was being abused sexually, physically, mentally, emotionally. It was taboo to, you know, speak up against your parents. It was, you know, frowned upon for leaving your leaving your husband because he beat the shit out you. All of that stuff was frowned upon. Divorce, you know how they say all the old couples stay together? Yeah, because they dealt with a lot of motherfucking trauma. I'm going to tell you now, I ain't from that school. I ain't from that era. If you ain't treating me right, mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, friend, husband, wife, babe, boo, bitch, whatever. If you ain't treating me right, you getting the fuck away from me. That's how I roll now. I don't care what the title is. I don't no longer hold on to titles, because titles will have you fucking heartbroken and will leave you heartbroken and fucked up mentally. You know, holding on to the fact that that's my cousin, that's my mother, that's my sister, that's my fucking brother, will have you fucked up mentally. Accepting shit from people that don't show self-love, that don't show you that, you know, it don't show God that you love yourself. Only way to bring and get true abundance is to love your fucking self. And sometimes that means detaching from motherfuckers who ain't no good for you. You know what I mean? Detaching from, you know, being your addictions. And did you know that you can be addicted to pain? That's why a lot of motherfuckers put up with the stuff that people put them through, you know? Because what you have. Thank you. That's why a lot of motherfuckers, you know, stay in fucked up situations, because they put up with abuse, mental, physical, and emotional abuse from people because of the title. Oh, we got kids together, so I'm going to stay and keep my family. I want my family. And you miserable as a bitch, but that's your family. You know what I mean? Especially the ones who really ain't even married. You just stick with your baby daddy because you want your imaginary family to stay together. That's delusional. You know what I learned? Love don't hurt. You know why I know love don't hurt? Because the people I love, I don't try to hurt them. I know love because of the love I give myself now. You understand? And the love I get from the real friends I do have in my life. And I don't have a whole bunch of them. I don't keep no whole bunch of people around me. I don't deal with a whole bunch of people. But what I do know is the ones that is in my life, the ones that I consider my family, because my friends are my family, and they know I don't play about them. The way they love me, if you can't love me the way I love me or the way they love me, bitch, you ain't for me. Enough said. That's enough said. You know what I mean? So as far as dealing with the heartbreak of it all, it's painful. It is painful. I can't lie to you, but you got to feel through that shit. Every emotion, I mean every emotion, jealousy, you gotta feel through that, especially if you're going through some shit where, okay, you're going, because jealousy is everywhere, with your family, with your friends, with your lovers. You can feel jealousy because that person much rather choose to be with their friends over you, or they pick this group of friends over you, or your mother or your father love that sibling more than they love you. You know, we all experience jealousy, and it's nothing to be ashamed about or run from. It's just to be understood. Why do you feel that way? 9 times out of 10, these adult relationships you had with your friends and your family, with your friends and your lovers, really ain't nothing but reflections of your wounds and stuff that you've been through as a child. You know what I mean? Like, okay, all our relationships around us mirror our wounds. Like, okay, like if you got deep daddy wounds or mother wounds and shit, abandonment issues, and you get with a lover who ghosts you, or who, you know, who talk to you crazy, or sometimes even physical, you know what I mean? It's just mirroring the shit that you grew up with in your life. Like when you grew up with, can you please stop? Thank you. Stop. No. Tyler, leave it alone. I'm almost done. And she just comes over here and stares at me like I ain't saying shit. Yeah, well. Yeah, uh-huh. What's that? I'm not playing with you. Yeah, well, I'm not playing with you. I don't care what you're saying. What? You fitty baby. I'm not fitty baby. I can't be serious with her. I'll be trying to really like. What? Okay, well, whatever. Go girl, go girl. But go baby, go baby. But yeah, so. Oh wow, for real. Anyway, so yeah, but you know, you just gotta understand that most of this shit stems from our childhood, for real. And that's something else I learned about heartbreak. It really wasn't even about what the situation that I was going through. That situation wasn't doing nothing but mirroring my childhood. I lied to you not. I lied to you not. That situation wasn't doing shit but mirroring my childhood. Like the shit that I went through with my father, the shit that I went through with my mother, the shit that happened with my stepfather, shit that happened with my sisters and my brothers. Like all the relationships and friendships around me wasn't doing nothing but mirroring those wounds that I had from a child. And the further I dug with my childhood healing, the better I felt, and the easier it was to let people go. You know, like I will never lie to y'all. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Am I completely healed? I don't think there's nobody that's really completely healed, because what I'm saying, after each healing session I do on myself, it's like a new layer of healing that comes up. Like I be thinking I'm healed from certain aspects of whatever heartbreak I went through, and then it be like another little piece that pop up. Then I'll be like, damn, I thought I was fucking done with it. But healing is all eternal. Not all eternal, it's lifelong. You're gonna be healing to the day you die, so I heard. And it's just, I guess that's just with the reality of it. But it gets easier the more you actually do the work, you know. So I learned that all the heartbreak and shit that I've been through, the betrayals, they wasn't nothing but mirrors to what happened to me as a child. And when I sat down and really thought about it and talked about it with some of my friends, I thought about all the relationships that I had, like with my mother and them. My mother and them set me up for backstabbing and betrayal since I was a kid. You know what I mean? I've always had that kind of situation, even if it wasn't on that grand of a scale. I've always had, like, my mother and them. My mother was the kind of mother to talk about you to her sisters or to whoever listen. You know what I mean? I had siblings who was phony, you know what I mean, as a child. You know what I mean? Friends that was phony as a child. All that shit stemmed from childhood. I just never dealt with it. From what I see is, the more you don't deal with it, the more you get a worse situation after. Like, you don't deal with the heartbreak of to now. You think that you can run from heartbreak by not dealing with another person, by not getting another relationship. God gonna send you a friend that's gonna break that motherfucking heart. God gonna send that cousin that's gonna break your motherfucking heart. Because I haven't been in a relationship, an actual relationship, since 2018. And I remember saying that I'm never getting in a relationship because I'm never gonna allow another nigga to break my heart again. God sent me my situationship with him because he was my friend. Like I told you, my daughter's father was my friend. So God sent me that situationship. You know, it wasn't no relationship, it was a situationship. You know, we was fuck buddies, but we was, from what he portrayed it to be, we was best friends. At least that's what I considered it at the time. You know, it wasn't no boyfriend, girlfriend. We wasn't going to be together. It was just, you know, we had sex and we was friends. So God sent that situation to show me. Then the betrayals with my cousin and shit like that, you know. So I one day I cursed myself. I can't lie. I was mad and angry with God. And I was like, if you're going to keep sending me people that's going to keep hurting me and breaking my heart, I'm never getting in a relationship. Now see how I'm going to get my heart broke now. I really said those words to God. I said that shit to God. And he was like, okay, so you're going to tell me that you're not going to heal? That you're not going to let these experiences happen so you can heal those inner childhood wounds? Because that's the only reason why we go through so much pain. And I feel like the worse the pain is, it just means that you meant to heal some generational shit. Especially since I'm the one in my family who decided to do that kind of shit. And it wasn't because I wanted to be the one or special. You know why? I got children. And once I learned about generational curses, that they roll off from each generation, from mother to mother. Like, I watched the shit that I'm going through. My grandmother went through this shit. My mother went through this shit. You know what I mean? My daughters don't deserve that shit. Not with the hearts. They got hearts like mine. Anything that I birthed got a beautiful heart. I don't want my babies having to deal with my heartbreak and my mother heartbreak and my grandmother heartbreak and my great grandmother heartbreak, because I'm not going to say weak. It's not weak that you don't want to heal because it hurt. But I do know I'm strong as a bitch. The heartbreak I went through was a heartbreak for all of my generations, for my entire fucking bloodline. And I believe it because the shit made me feel like I wanted to die. It was like a heartbreak for no reason if you ask me. Because we wasn't even in a relationship, number one. And there was no reason for my heart to get broken when I ain't did shit but keep it 1,000 with the motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it was like, damn, this heartbreak for nothing. But when I realized, like, what was really going on around me, like, okay, you're not just healing for your heartbreak. You're healing for, you know, your grandmother. You're healing for your mother. You're healing for all the women in your family who let people walk all over them, who close their heart off, the feeling. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'll take that. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough to take that hurt. I'm strong enough to take that pain. So nobody else who I love gotta feel that shit no more. So if you go through a heartbreak, it's on your own. That's some shit you gotta heal about yourself. But you won't have to heal none of our bloodline. You won't have to heal because our grandmother and our mother and our great grandmother and them didn't heal. You won't have to heal that shit. My daughters won't have to heal my heartbreak, my mother's heartbreak. You understand? I love my daughters too much to not heal. Like, on some real shit, I'm healing for myself, but I'm also healing for my daughters. Like, I love my daughters. Like, my daughters is my fucking life. Like, it's no amount of words, ain't a feeling I could describe to you to tell you the feeling I have for my daughters, the love I have for my babies. They're mine. I'll do anything to make sure that they're not hurting. Not anything in my power to make sure my kids ain't hurting. And to know I can heal so they ain't got to hurt. Can't lie, that's been a big motivation for me. God know, he knew. I'm going to tell you a quick story though. God knew that only way for me to heal was for me to have these kids. I'm going to tell you why. My oldest daughter, she's 16. When I got pregnant with her, I was on depot. I was 3 days early for my birth control. And when I went to go get my birth control, I remember my boobs being sore and stuff, right? My boobs were sore. So I was like crying. I'm dramatic. I'm a Leo, okay? I'm dramatic. I can be dramatic at times. So I remember being dramatic to myself, like, oh my God, I got breast cancer because my boobs hurting. I guess this is it. I would hold my cat. Oh my God, I miss my cat. But anyway, I would hold my cat and cry like, oh my God, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. About to die. Because I just knew that it was over for me because I had breast cancer. I was 18 years old. No, was I 18? Yep, I had just turned 18. And I wasn't, you know, really thinking about being pregnant. I was on depot. That was a safe shot, right? You can go get banged up and boom, you safe, you straight, right? That's how I carried it. Lo and behold, my family is fertile fucking murder. All the women in my family, we fertile. You blow a kiss, we're pregnant. So I go get my shot, and man, they told me, they was like, because they give you a pregnancy test. She was like, before he can even tell me the results, I was like, I got breast cancer. I'm about to die. And he just was looking at me. The doctor was like, what? I was like, they are so sore. And I started crying. I really started crying. He couldn't do nothing but laugh. And I'm looking at him like, this bitch, why is he laughing at me? I'm about to die. And I'm telling this man I'm about to die. Man, he was like, listen, calm down, calm down. He was like, you're not about to die. He was like, you're pregnant. I picked my face up because I was really gritting on him. And I had to realize, like, I know I got this stir when I'm angry that it can kill. It felt like it could kill. So I had my head down at his mouth. So I look up, I'm like, I'm what? He was like, you pregnant? I said, no. No, 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 no. I have breast cancer. My titties hurt. That's how I started talking to him. I remember that day so clear. I was like, my titties hurt. I have breast cancer. He was like, no, Miss Wright, because that was my maiden name, right? Miss Wright, you're pregnant. That's why your breasts are sore. I said, listen, I'm here for my shot for depot. It's not due for 3 days. I got breast cancer. He was like, no, you're pregnant. I say, no, you ain't understanding. I really mean, we went back and forth, me and this doctor. I say, okay, I want blood tests. I want blood tests because I don't believe that I'm pregnant. And I'm here 3 days early for my depot. And you telling me I'm pregnant, but I got breast cancer. And I'm like, at this moment, I'm like kind of in a like shock and daze because he keeps saying I'm pregnant. I'm like, ain't no fucking way. Boom. So that's my first daughter. That's how I ended up with my first daughter. You know, depot. Second daughter. We had just moved with my ex-husband's grandmother because we was about to get our own place. And I was working up a storm. And to be honest, at that time, me and him was talking about divorce. I was tired of him. I was tired of his family. It was always some bullshit. It was always a beef between me and his mother. I was tired of shit. I was tired of him. He was starting to get real disrespectful, you know. He finally had got a job after a couple years and was feeling himself and shit. It just was so, I just was over the marriage at that point, right? We had got married a couple years before I ended up with my second daughter. So here I am. I stopped getting on depot because I started getting pregnant on depot after my first daughter. I started getting pregnant like frequently. I started getting pregnant frequently, and I would have miscarriages. What the doctor would say was spontaneous abortions or whatever. And I was like, it's no point in me being on depot if I'm just keep getting pregnant, but I keep having miscarriages. Like, it was depressing. It was real depressing. So I was like, all right, let's try another form of birth control, you know, because I don't want no more kids. You know, I was one and done at the time. Gets on the pill. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, and I say it to this day, and I mean this shit with my heart. He got me in my sleep. And I don't mean with me knowing he did it. Because at the point that me and him was at when I got pregnant with my second daughter, I didn't want him to touch me. Like, I was turned off by him. Everything about him turned me off. So when I go to the doctor for my birth control, because, you know, like I said, you still have your period when you on the pill. I didn't have a period, but I started feeling that sickness and shit. You know, and it was time for me to get a new pack of birth control pill anyway. And I was taking that bitch faithfully on time every day. But when I went to go get my refill, my birth control, and they gave me the pee in a cup, I was pregnant. I took a home pregnancy test too. I was pregnant. I just was like disgusted because it was like, how did I get pregnant? We had sex. When? I told everybody, and I said today, you raped me in my sleep because I don't remember having sex with you. I don't care. I say it to this day. I was not having sex with him. I was turned off. We was talking about divorce. I was over him and his fucking family. So, and I ended up pregnant on Depo. I mean, on the pill. I got pregnant a couple times with the guy that I was dealing with. I was in a relationship with after my ex-husband, but I couldn't hold the baby no more. Like, I would have miscarriages. I actually ended up getting diagnosed with PCOS. So that was another thing that was causing me not to be able to hold the babies when I got pregnant. And I got pregnant a few times while I had PCOS. My last baby, my 1-year-old now, she was a miracle baby. I don't see how I was able to carry her. It was a overwhelming pregnancy, and I was sick a lot, you know, but she made it because she was supposed to be here. I actually had a miscarriage with the baby before her, so my daughter's a rainbow baby, and I got pregnant right after, like literally a month later after I had her. So, and that was like on some late night, you know, I was supposed to have been over him and not dealing with him no more and all that shit, and you know how that shit go. But yeah, so God knew only way I would heal was if I had these kids, because to be honest, I feel like my children saved my life. I don't know if I didn't have kids, if I would be into healing. Would I give a fuck enough to heal? Because when I didn't have children, I lived my life a little bit recklessly. My children were definitely meant to be here. You know what I mean? Because on my healing journey of, you know, healing myself and healing my childhood wounds and traumas, I've been helping other people heal. You know what I mean? The people who I do help, they know with me, it's a safe space. I don't judge. I'm not telling nobody your business. I'm not going to down you or look down on you for nothing you go through, nothing you've been through. Just because the simple fact, everything I've been through, not even just for the simple fact, because it's the right thing to do. You know, a judge-free, non-judgmental relationship with anybody is always the right thing to do. But also, I know what it feels like to have nobody to talk to about this shit, especially when you start experiencing your spiritual gifts and stuff. It can be weird and scary and overwhelming. You know what I mean? When you run into your twin flame, I know how that shit feel. And you know what I mean? I just always vowed to be what I wish I had when I was going through it. You know what I mean? And I'm easy to talk to. So, plus I make you fucking laugh. So, everybody know you're going to get some good laughs out of me when we talk. But yeah, so that's my take on heartbreak. Heartbreak for real. And I'm going to sum it up. I probably could have summed this shit up in the beginning. But I'm going to sum it up now. Because we at like, probably like an hour. But heartbreak is really getting to the root of your childhood traumas. All right. So that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight. And I talked to y'all enough. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm trying to shut the camera off, but I forgot to turn the camera off. So bye again. It won't work. I think my battery going dead. All right. Good night, y'all, for real this time.